Hey, what is up, YouTube? It is K-Rod here. I'm back with another good video for today. We're going to be talking about Conor Benn's recent knockout victory over Chris Algieri. My thoughts on it, or my post-fight thoughts on it. I thought Conor Benn did amazing. Obviously, it's not the fight that I wanted to see him in, but I wasn't so surprised. Conor Benn, he definitely showed a lot of improvements with what he did against you know Chris Algieri, because in the last fight against Adrian Granados gave him a lot of issues as far as moving around in the ring, and I don't think Conor has the ability to cut off the ring well against a pure boxer. But I think his improvements are constantly developing to the point where he's only going to get better from here on out. But I guess against a fighter like Chris Algieri was supposed to be a type of step up veteran level test to see how Conor scales against a pure boxer. I don't think that was a good test, in my honest opinion. I think Conor should have fought somebody just as young as him that can box, but at the same token can bang with you. And I think a type of fight like that would have been better against a guy like Speedy Rashidi Ellis, simply because Rashidi Ellis, he could do the same exact thing, but at the same token, he has speed, he has power, but he also has great ring IQ, and I would say it's way better than Chris Algieri's ring IQ because he doesn't really possess that much ring IQ to be that good of a fighter. Therefore, that's why he got his ass knocked the fuck out by Errol Spence, and rightfully so, because Chris Algieri, he's not that type of guy to learn how to make quick and fast adjustments in the ring. Therefore, he leaves himself wide open to get hard countered, and he's not as defensively responsible to keep himself out of harm's way. So Algieri, he definitely got taught a huge lesson, mainly because Algieri, he probably thought, oh man, I could do so well in the welterweight division, knowing that this is a young man sport, a young gun sport. And I guess he obviously got caught up into his boxing feelings to say, yeah man, I need to start fighting again. So therefore he wanted to basically fight a bum that was just as old as him, if not a little bit less older, but still, he fought Mikel Lespierre, and that fight was absolutely garbage on Triller. So therefore, Chris wanted to take a risk in fighting Conor Benn, and therefore he gets his ass brutally knocked the fuck out. And that was a really terrible fight. I actually thought Chris, obviously obviously died, in the ring against Conor, because Conor, he was landing some mean ass shots against Chris. So my biggest issue that I had with this fight was that why the hell did Chris think that he was going to have, a good outing against Conor? Because Conor, even though he is a glorified puncher, Conor wasn't going to be easy for you. So therefore, I thought, I thought inside like my head, okay, well this fight could either go to a decision or someone's just going to get put to sleep. And I obviously knew Chris was going to get put to sleep because Chris, he leaves his chin wide open when he knows he's being beat to the punch. So therefore, when Conor had him to the ropes and he was hurting Chris, Chris made zero fucking adjustments, and Conor, he just set up that right hand beautifully to the point where he knocked Chris clean the fuck out. So it was a good fight while it lasted. And I thought Conor did a very good job, just utilizing his jab. His jab is definitely his dangerous or his most dangerous weapon. And Chris Algieri, he is basically just a sucker for the jab anyway, because he doesn't know when to move his head as much, in a fight. But hence why hence why I would say a guy like Speedy Rashidi Ellis would be a much better opponent for Conor, because Rashidi Ellis is not that type of fighter to be basically letting you land those clean flush jabs on on him 9 times out of 10. So I just knew, Chris Algieri was going to be stupid in that fight to leave himself wide open to get hurt a lot. And Conor did what he had to do, and, he knocked Chris clean the fuck out. So I thought Conor definitely showed a lot of improvements from his last fight with Granados. But at the same token, this was not a good opponent. This was not a good resume builder, because the thing is that I can see why Eddie Hearn is not making any mention to any of the top welterweights. Not even guys like Virgil Ortiz, because even though he's a Golden Boy fighter, but still, he's still with DAZN and Matchroom, and Golden Boy and DAZN and Matchroom obviously work together as far as setting up fights. So, why isn't Conor Benn talking about making a fight with Virgil Ortiz? Because if you really think about it, if he can beat Virgil Ortiz, that actually skyrockets Conor to that next level opposition of his fighter stock to be put in line for a great opposition to gain a world title. So I think Conor should fight Virgil Ortiz, because if you beat Virgil Ortiz, not only that increases your rank, but on top of that, you could probably be next in line for the WBO or the IBF. Who knows? But obviously, I don't know if y'all heard from the recent news, but Jaron Boots Ennis is now Errol Spence's mandatory as of now, because Kudratio Abu Dakarov lost to that white boy Canadian Cody Crowley this past Saturday. But still, that's just crazy how things change up that quick. But think about it, what Conor Benn could do with a win over Virgil Ortiz, because if you beat Virgil Ortiz, not only that skyrockets your career, but at the same token, you're you're 10 times closer to getting to that world title stage a lot faster. So I can see why Conor, fought Chris Algieri, because he probably thought Chris Algieri would be a good veteran level test, but at the same time, you can't get better if you're not fighting the young guns in your division. But at the same time, if you want to get better and fight older, older lions out of that pack or out of that division, I understand why Conor's doing that, because he probably thinks he's not ready for Jaron Boots Ennis, in which I think he has a good shot in giving Boots, a run for his money. But at the same breath, wouldn't it be better for you to fight Jaron Ennis now instead of fighting him later, where Jaron Ennis, he's all I'm obviously just talking theoretically or hypotheticals, but let's just say Jaron Ennis already wins a belt at 147, and then Jaron Ennis, he has more championship level experience, and he's fought much dangerous level opposition to that of Errol Spence. Jaron Ennis will be levels above Virgil Ortiz and Conor Benn the minute they step up to him. So I would say it would be better for Conor Benn to go after Jaron Ennis when he's not ready to be seasoned or to be engraved in, into the upper echelon competition, because obviously, his potential is there at the world championship level, but why would you want to wait now and then face him later. To me, that doesn't make any sense. But I understand why Conor wants to do that, because he probably thinks, like, okay, Javon Ennis, he's going to be hot right now, but at the same token, you're leaving yourself wide open to get knocked off by some, up and coming unknown 147 pounder. And then think about all the talent at 140 that's going to be moving up to 147. That's going to leave you to be food for somebody's, next up and coming fighter to beat you out one day. So I think it's best for Conor to go after the smoke now, because it's not only going to get you better, but at the same token, you're going to be viewed as a high risky fight now, because now, him fighting Chris Algieri and now calling out Adrian Broner, that doesn't really help him grow as a fighter. And I think it's mainly due to, Eddie Hearn not wanting those fights now, and he's just obviously, giving Conor Benn these easier level matchups, in which, we obviously know Conor Benn could most likely defeat them, but, I think him wanting to fight Adrian Broner, yeah, it's a good fight, but at the same token, it's like AB, he does not possess anything valuable to Conor Benn's career other than AB just getting a big bag, and then if he beats Conor Benn, that's a very huge big loss on his career. But like, obviously, Conor Benn will, like, rise a lot better from it, or he'll rise back from it a lot better. But for AB, he's just basically getting himself like a bigger paycheck, or he's just getting another paycheck that will, help his, financial struggles outside of boxing. But Adrian Broner versus Conor Benn, from a legacy point of view, does not help Conor Benn get better at the welterweight division. Don't get it twisted. AB is still a very dangerous, opponent, and I think Conor Benn, he could easily get put to sleep if Adrian Broner, fucks around and, lets his hands go. But at the same token, if Conor Benn gets a win over AB, okay, good. But at the same time, Adrian Broner is not a top 10 welterweight, in which he very well can be. He can be, because Adrian Broner, he had recently stated that he is willing to come back to boxing and try to get himself another world title. But if Conor Benn ends up fighting AB, which I probably believe that could happen very well next, I think Conor Benn, he's going to be in a very, very difficult situation against AB. Because if AB hurts him, in which, like, we obviously haven't really seen Conor hurt in a fight, I think Conor, he could easily get put to sleep. And people may think I'm crazy, but Adrian Broner, he's no joke. Like, Adrian Broner, at 32, 33 years old, even though he's not the same AB that we once knew, Adrian Broner is still a problem. Even though he does not throw a lot of punches, AB has amazing fucking defense. But, like, seriously, his defense is on point. His ring IQ is on point. Adrian Broner is the pure definition of a complete boxer-puncher fighter. And I tell you, those complete fighters usually end up ruining fighters like Conor Benn that are just a traditional puncher type of boxer. Because Conor Benn, he is a puncher. He's not a boxer-puncher, in my honest opinion. But if you really think about it, if AB goes in there and outboxes him, and let's just say he can hurt Conor Benn and like possibly fuck around and possibly stop him, that's going to speak a lot more volume about Conor Benn's level of competition, where he's not facing those killers. But when you get washed out, or, possibly brutally embarrassed by a high-level veteran like AB, that stock raises a lot higher for AB, and your stock goes down lower. But still, like, whatever happens, in the next coming months heading into the future, I'm I wouldn't mind seeing Adrian Broner versus Conor Benn, simply for the fact that Conor Benn, that will help him, increase his level of skill against Adrian Broner. But at the same token, it would be a lot better if he had fought a guy like Speedy Rashidi Ellis, or Virgil Ortiz, or shit, even take a risk in fighting Jaron Ennis or Radza Butayev, which I think he could easily beat Butayev, or shit, even go up against Abel Ramos. That would be a very good fight too. But either way, I don't think that would be a good move if Conor just goes ahead and fights AB, because Conor, he's now further away from getting a world title. He's very close to getting one, and he could easily go get himself a world title shot. But I think he's trying to wait things out for the Sharks at 147 to eat each other out, and then he goes in to get his opportunity as soon as the division gets a lot weaker in level of competition, which is not even going to happen, because 147 is a very mysteriously, dangerously stacked division. But I think what Conor Benn should do, he should go ahead and fight a top 10 welterweight. And I think a good fight would be Rashidi Ellis or Virgil Ortiz, or go after Abel Ramos. I think Abel Ramos would, 9 times out of 10, he will give Conor a very difficult fight. And if that can't happen, I actually wouldn't mind maybe Jamal James. I actually wouldn't mind that fight. That's a great fight for Conor Benn. But Conor Benn, he's not that far away from many options. He has plenty of options, plenty of routes he can go to. And, like he told me out of Instagram in the past, he said he's in no rush. So I can respect that, because Conor Benn, he doesn't want to, rush his career to have himself take losses against dangerous level opposition. But I say until then, he should, continue to build, up with, more difficult level fights. Obviously take more, challenging step-up fights, and then eventually he'll get to that world title, and then he'll be ready. But I say until then, just keep building. Build himself, build his career slowly, and then, he'll be on top, with the welterweight division. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Shout out to Conor Benn. He's a good fighter, and I hope he proves me wrong in the welterweight division. So, alright, I'll see you guys later. More content coming out. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you. This is KRAS 7435 signing out. Bye.